you can talk about that in court, okay?
On August 2nd, 2023, officers in New Mexico were conducting routine patrol at a local Target when store security flagged them down. Loss prevention alerted them to a woman attempting to leave the store with a cart full of unpaid items. Here's what the officers did next.
Hi there, ma'am. Can you wait right here with us? Okay, so it was brought to our attention. What's your name?
Robin.
Robin, what's your last name, Robin?
You told me your name was Jennifer. So why does the system show Jennifer is 5'10" and you're clearly not? On March 14, 2024, officers in Albuquerque were dispatched to a Walmart on Eubank Boulevard for a shoplifting in progress. Loss prevention had a woman in custody who'd passed all points of sale with a cart of unpaid electronics. The value crossed the felony threshold. But what turned this from a routine petty theft into a criminal impersonation case was a 6-minute conversation that began with 2 words. I'm Jennifer. Imagine a driver's license, a store surveillance still, and a booking photo laid side by side. Now imagine the face in those photos never quite lining up. The jaw slightly softer, the eyes a fraction wider, the height off by 4 inches. That's the visual anchor of this case, a composite sketch of a lie that looked almost right, but collapsed under the weight of its own lazy math. Before we go deeper into what the documents actually show, make sure you're subscribed to Police Bodycam Legal Analysis. Because we don't just cover the story, we follow the evidence. The officer asked for ID.
What's your last name, Robin? Okay. Do you happen to have an ID on you?
I don't.
No ID? Okay. What's your date of birth? And you said it's Robin. Okay. So it was brought to our attention that you purchased food, but you had other items that you were leaving with.
I wasn't leaving. I hadn't walked out the store yet.
Because you saw us.
No.
On camera, that's what it looks like.
Well, that's not what happened.
The woman said she didn't have any. Just her name and date of birth.
What's your date of birth? And you said it's Robin. Okay, so it was brought to our attention that you purchased food, but you had other items that you were leaving with.
I wasn't leaving. I hadn't walked out the store yet.
Because you saw us.
No.
On camera, that's what it looks like.
Well, that's not what happened.
Okay. It doesn't look like the Red Bull is on here either.
I scanned the Red Bull.
Do you have your receipt?
I know I scanned the Red Bull.
Jennifer, November 12, 1991. She spelled it out calm, helpful. The way someone who's done this before spells a name that isn't theirs. Dispatch ran it while the office prevention.
It's Spring 200. I have a name and date of birth when you're ready.
200. Go ahead.
Robin.
Dispatch finds an ID in the system for Robin, matching the date of birth the suspect gave. But before the officer can get a visual match, the store's loss prevention officer stops him to explain what happened and let police know there may be a waiting accomplice.
200, I'm finding Robin.
They'd watched her on camera take a reusable shopping bag from her purse, fill it with Bluetooth speakers and phone chargers.
Put it inside the backpack.
Because it was too full.
People usually don't shop like that. That's usually not a normal way of shopping.
If you saw before, I didn't have room in my car.
There's plenty of room.
Yeah.
We understand that we shop too. We know how to fill a cart. We know how to do this. So the things that you're telling us, we know how to return items. None of that makes sense for a reason.
Walk straight toward the grocery exit without breaking stride.
And you said it's Robin. Okay, so it was brought to our attention that you purchased food, but you had other items that you were leaving with.
I wasn't leaving. I hadn't walked out the store yet.
Because you saw us.
No.
On camera, that's what it looks like.
Well, that's not what happened.
Okay. It doesn't look like the Red Bull is on here either.
When stopped, She said she was going to the restroom.
So the thing is that you had already passed all the points of sale before exiting the store. You understand that?
I went to use the bathroom. I went to use the bathroom.
That's not what it looks like on the camera.
Well, you can look. I went into the bathroom. I went to use the bathroom.
So here's the thing, Robin.
The restroom was in the opposite direction. She said she was confused.
I know that I was going to come to you over here to customer service.
You gonna go, what? You gonna go to customer service?
Yes.
Why would you go to customer service? That means there's something
But because I need to return something.
You need to return something?
Yes.
Okay. That still doesn't make any sense. Usually when you do returns, you do it in your first year.
No, not if I have to go pick out what I wanted to return.
That's usually not how it works.
Well, that's how
What are you returning?
That's how I always did it.
What are you
She's
returning?
never been in this store before. Then she gave them Jennifer. A borrowed name is a borrowed time. The return from dispatch came in 2 minutes. There was a Jennifer with that date of birth, local address, valid license. But the physical descriptor stopped the officer mid-sentence.
Reason too, like,
Yeah.
you get a visual compliment. Is that actually her?
Yes, his loss prevention stopped her himself. Like,
No, but like he means
yeah,
sometimes
because she's a free photographer at Albuquerque, and he's lost prevention at Albuquerque.
she has a sister though. Dang, look, a bunch of pill pouches.
Did you find a scale?
5'10". The woman standing in front of him in flat sandals was maybe 5'6". Weight 130 pounds. The woman in the loss prevention office was closer to 180. Hair color blonde. Hers was dyed black, roots showing. None of it matched. And yet she'd rattled off the date of birth without a pause, even the middle initial. M for Marie. So the officer asked a question that is never asked by amateurs. Do you have any tattoos? She said no. He asked her to roll up her sleeves. On the inside of her left wrist, in a thin cursive font, was a single word, Jenna. He looked at the name, looked at her. Jenna, he said. That's not short for Jennifer, is it? And she gave a small, exhausted smile. The smile of a woman who knows the math just flipped. The math of a lie is simple, it never adds up. Here, the variable was a tattoo. She'd chosen her sister's name, Jennifer, but forgot her own name was written on her skin.
She has her ID. Her ID, yeah.
She gave you Robin?
Yeah.
While the police officers are processing the suspect, they locate her ID and discover the fake name she gave was her sister's, meaning she was willing to allow her own sister to be trespassed and possibly face charges in order to avoid facing outstanding warrants.
That's why she didn't want to give us her ID. Remember the name that she gave you?
Robin, right?
But
Okay.
6 minutes. That's how long the whole plan held. From the moment she said, "I'm Jennifer," to the moment the handcuffs clicked. The entire architecture of the deception lasted roughly the length of a pop song. And what sank, it wasn't sophisticated detective work. It was a one-word tattoo and a height differential a rookie could spot from across the room. That's the irony explosion. The gap between the careful recitation of a birth date and the carelessness of ink she saw every day. She'd memorized the code, but not the body that carried it. Now consider what was writing on those 6 minutes. When the officer ran the real name, Jenna, through NCIC, the screen lit up.
so we'll need to let dispatch know because now she has concealing and I bet she has warrants on there. Now if she has warrants, I'll take care of the warrants so you can focus on her new charges.
2 active warrants out of Sandoval County. 1 for felony embezzlement, a case from 2022 where she'd allegedly siphoned over $40,000 from a small business. The second for failure to appear on that original charge. She wasn't just avoiding a shoplifting citation. She was dodging a potential prison sentence. And she did it by handing her sister's clean, record to the police like a stolen credit card. A borrowed name is a borrowed time. If a retail stop can unravel a fugitive's identity in 6 minutes, what does that tell us about the thousands of organized retail theft cases where suspects cycle through borrowed names like burner phones? At what point does a fake name stop being a minor hindrance and start being the skeleton key to a parallel economy of fraud? That's the ticking clock moment. This wasn't a one-off. In the same week, the same Walmart had flagged 3 different women, all using the IDs of relatives. One used her mother's name. Another used a cousin's. The pattern was so consistent that loss prevention had started photographing tattoos during stops because the names never matched the bodies. When identity becomes a reusable asset, shoplifting is just the entry-level crime. The felony warrant hiding behind the fake name is the real cargo. The officer placed Jenna under arrest for shoplifting and then added the warrant charges.
Arrest you for shoplifting.
I'm not shoplifting.
Do not resist.
I'm not
Don't
shoplifting.
resist.
No.
You want an extra charge of
I'm not
resisting? Then you can
shoplifting.
continue.
Please stop. Stop, you guys. I'm not
Making things more.
shoplifting.
Do not resist.
Cut it out.
But here's the parallel narrative that rarely makes the final report. The sister, Jennifer, was contacted at her workplace later that day.
That's her name. I think she gave us her sister's name.
Yeah, I did.
Look her up in RMS real quick.
But Robin wasn't the only one with a warrant. Officers ran Elisa's info through their system, revealing she had an active warrant of her own for unlawful taking of a motor vehicle. The warrant was confirmed and Elisa was held without bond.
What's her sister's name?
She said she had no idea her name was being used. She told deputies her sister had memorized her social security number, her birth date, even her old addresses. She'd been doing it for years, she said, for traffic stops, for credit applications, for job background checks. Jennifer had a clean record and a job in healthcare. Every time her sister used her name, she risked both. Yet Jennifer never filed a police report. When asked why, she said, "She's my sister. What am I supposed to do?" Hard evidence. The bodycam footage, the booking sheet, the NCIC return, the probable cause affidavit filed in 2nd Judicial District Court, case number D212, CR 2024-00891. It's all public. You can read the criminal complaint. You can see where the officer wrote, "Subject initially identified herself as her sister, but was identified by a tattoo bearing her true name." That line is in the sworn narrative. The document doesn't use the word irony. It doesn't have to. A borrowed name is a borrowed time. The third time that phrase echoes is here, at the end, because Jenna's plan wasn't just lazy. It was a permanent transfer of risk. Her sister now has her name flagged in law enforcement databases as an alias used during the commission of a felony. That means any time Jennifer gets pulled over for a broken taillight, the officer will see a caution flag associated with criminal impersonation. She might be detained. She might be handcuffed. She might have to explain that she's the real Jennifer, not the one on the body cam, not the one who stole $40,000. And all because 6 minutes in a Walmart weren't enough for Jenna to remember what was written on her own wrist. Here's your call to research. Go to the New Mexico Court's Case Lookup portal. Search for case number D222CR 24-0891. Pull the criminal complaint and the pretrial detention motion. Read the section where the officer describes the tattoo. Then answer this in the comments. Should Jennifer face any legal consequence for allowing her identity to be used repeatedly without reporting it? Or does family loyalty excuse the risk she exported to every future traffic stop? The documents are waiting.
Well, you can talk about that in court, okay?
Stop trying to take these cuffs off.
Ow!
Good.
You're good. You ready? All right, 1. You're gonna get up on 3. Okay.
What else was in here besides that? Or
The
was
socks,
just
I
this
think that was it, yeah.
Okay. Hey, Solano, can you take her purse and then we'll search that?
If you want more cases where evidence speaks louder than excuses, like this video, share it, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Police Bodycam legal analysis. We don't chase headlines. We read the docket.